Can women speak in church? Maybe you've heard the idea that when a woman sets foot in a church building, she's not allowed to speak. At least she's not allowed to influence anybody else. She certainly can't share the gospel with other people, right? She can't lead a group. She can't open her mouth to proclaim the excellencies of the gospel that we believe in. You know, the message that's so important to us. Is this the truth? Is God really excluding women from any form of gospel communication inside of a church building? Of course not. The Bible tells us very clearly that with God there's no partiality. He says that in Christ there is neither male nor female. We're all one in Him. So what's up with Corinthians and 1 Timothy? What's up with these passages where Paul is telling women to remain silent? Well, first, in the Corinthian community, you had the men on one side and the women on the other during a church service. And these wives, they would have a question about what was taking place, and they would want to ask their husbands. So they would shout across the room, interrupting everything. And so with that in mind, Paul says, hey, if you've got a question, wait and ask your husband at home versus asking him in the middle of the church service. So Paul wasn't forbidding women from speaking for all of time, for all of human history. He was addressing a local problem in that congregation. Likewise, we see as Paul writes this young pastor, Timothy, there was something going on in that congregation. They were being infiltrated by false ideas, heretical ideas about the cult of the goddess Diana. And so when we think about what that cult was all about, we read in history, in church history, that they thought women should run society, that women were smarter than men, that Adam was created second, and that Eve was created first by God, and that women shouldn't bother getting married and having children, that it wasn't worth it. So Paul writes and he says, what are you talking about, guys? You need to know that women can have a fruitful life in childbirth. Furthermore, Adam was created first, not Eve. Adam and Eve, likewise, were both deceived by the serpent. So Eve doesn't get off scot-free as if she's a higher being. Paul was correcting those false belief systems because he didn't want Timothy's church to be overrun by such ideas. And that's the context of 1 Timothy. That's why Paul didn't want these women speaking in church, because they would say and teach the wrong things. So next time you're reading those passages, keep the context, the historical church context in mind. And then, well, it all makes sense, and the truth sets us free. Remember, there's no partiality with God. And as far as gender, I mean, He tells us very clearly, there's neither male nor female. We're all one in Jesus Christ.